Hi everyone, and welcome to Mindset Over Meltdowns. So my name is Sharda, and thank you so much for joining me here today. So what is Mindset Over Meltdowns about? I decided to start this channel because I am a neurodivergent parent. I have a 5-year-old daughter and I have ADHD. And I wanted to create a space for parents who are neurodivergent and who are struggling or overwhelmed or burnt out from the early years of raising their kids. And when I say early years, I'm talking more so from birth up to like 7, 8, that kind of year group. I wanted to create a space where parents felt empowered, where parents felt that they could be seen, that they could be heard, that they had parenting tips and strategies that are tailor-made for the way our brains work and not just for, a one-size-fits-all. Because let's be honest, if you're neurotypical and if you're neurodivergent, it's a totally different ballgame when you're talking about parenting and how you cope with it. So I work with young children. I've worked in nurseries. I worked in children's centres, and I currently work in a primary school. And I know you're probably thinking, why would you want to do that? I know it probably sounds a little bit crazy, but I love the chaos. I love the noise. I love all the things that comes with working with young children. And in the past, I've worked, in banks and customer service roles where I'm sitting at desk tapping away. I've worked in admin, but I've never really found it stimulating for me. And I found that as soon as I started working with children, I found what I've been looking for. And I just found it so fun and interesting. But the thing is, what I found was that because I gave so much of myself at work, that I didn't really have much to give to my daughter when I got home. And I'd be thinking, well, I want to be able to give so much more of myself, but I couldn't do it because I felt so burnt out by the time I got home. I only found out I had ADHD very, very recently. It was actually last year. I'd been struggling for years and years and years. For as long as I can remember, I would always feel overwhelmed. I felt like I couldn't cope with daily life. I feel anxious. I procrastinate to a crazy degree. I was easily distracted. I didn't feel I could focus very well. My brain was always running a mile a minute. I was just totally burnt out and exhausted. And I felt all this before I had a child. So imagine what I felt when she got here. So back in 2020, I became a parent, and it was just madness. It was crazy. There was just so much going on. I was just trying to keep my head above water, essentially. I was trying to just manage and juggle. It was just so much. So I think things came to a head, especially last year. I was just absolutely shattered and exhausted. I was, dealing with work, which obviously I love working with kids, but I didn't feel I could really balance the two, like parenthood and work, not knowing what was wrong with me, essentially. So when I started doing my research, I kind of typed in all of my symptoms and the signs, and ADHD came to the forefront. I was like, how can this be? I might be old school, but I'm a millennial. Back in the 90s, girls didn't really get ADHD. It wasn't seen as something that girls had. The experience I saw of ADHD were the boys in my school, and they were loud, they were leery, they were hyperactive, bouncing off the walls, and that wasn't really me. I was very quiet at school. I was extremely shy. I was timid. I was a bit of a dreamer. I didn't have the typical, ADHD symptoms that you would associate with the condition. I essentially slipped through the cracks. Like I said, it was only last year that I started to really research and say, I've got to get to the bottom of this. I've got to find out what is going on, so I can be a better parent, so I can be more present and be able to take care of myself so I can take care of my daughter. Once I realized I had ADHD, it was a godsend in a lot of ways, because I was able to tailor-make some strategies and tips that really suited me and the way my brain worked. I started journaling. I journaled for years and years, like 6 years, and then I stopped before I had my daughter. Got back into it again, and I found it helped so much. Just being able to get all my thoughts and my fears, everything out on paper, and just spill it all out onto the page. It really helped me to clear my mind and think more clearly. I also did things like affirmations. Affirmations are really great because they help you to manifest how you want to feel. You might not feel what you're saying. Because, for example, if I'm saying, oh, I feel calm, I feel collected, I feel like I can do anything, I might not feel it in that moment in time, but I feel like you speaking it into existence helps it to become true, and you're building those blocks, building that foundation to be able to make it become reality. So that's why I really, really like affirmations. I also would do deep breathing and meditation. But when I say meditation, don't think that I'm sitting there for hours and hours meditating and losing myself in thought and practice. That's not the case at all. When I think of meditation, I'm thinking 5 minutes, whatever minutes I can spare. It might be that I have 5 minutes before I get ready for work. So I just pop on my headphones and I do a guided meditation off of YouTube. And that is enough to get me ready for the day and make me feel empowered and prepared for whatever may arise. And that works really, really well. And the strategies that I mentioned, like journaling, meditation, and affirmations, these are small strategies that I feel have had a massive impact in my life as a neurodivergent parent, because, tailor it for the way my brain works. I'm able to empower myself in small little ways. Anything I mention on my channel is going to be practical, it's going to be quick, and it's going to be simple. I'm not going to have you out here looking crazy, doing silly things that aren't realistic or aren't workable. Everything is things that I've been able to implement in my life and have had a big impact, but in small ways. And I think that really, really helps if, for one, you don't have the time. Secondly, if you're too busy, because let's face it, we're all busy as parents, we've got work commitments, we've got all kinds of things going on. So everything I've mentioned and will mention is small and workable. This channel is for you if you're a parent of a young child and you feel overwhelmed. If you are neurodivergent as well and you're feeling like, you know what, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't be like these Instagram parents who have everything together and they've got strict routines and there's patience and energy. This channel is all about being candid, being honest. It's all about creating a safe space where we're not judgmental, where we're supportive of each other, and where we can share tips, strategies, anything that's going to help us to parent better, because at the end of the day, this is who we're doing it for. We're doing it for our kids. I really want Mindset Over Meltdowns to help you in any way possible. If there's stuff that you can take away from the channel, that's great, because I feel that knowledge is power. And since I've been able to implement these strategies in my life, not that it's perfect, don't get me wrong, I'm a work in progress. Everything is trial and error. I'm just focusing on trying to do better every day, try to take things slowly, take small steps, do everything gradually. This channel will be a place where parents of young children feel seen. If you're neurodivergent and you don't feel that general parenting advice channels give you what you need, this is the place for you. So I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, share the content, leave a comment below, because I love to hear from you. What is your biggest parenting challenge as a neurodivergent parent? What are you struggling with? What would you like to see in this channel? Because I really want us to create a space where we feel empowered and we feel confident to be the best parents that we can be, and to make our neurodivergence work for us rather than against us. Hit the subscribe button and share, comment, like. I'll see you in the next one.